to make you uncomfortable. So you guys sat down getting comfortable. You're like, oh, I'm comfortable. Oh, yeah, just watching. No, y'all going to work. I'm going to sit down. Are y'all following me? Yes? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Beautiful. Because the number one law after you sit back down, you're going to write down, is called participation. The key to success, more than anything else, is participating in your own rescue. Everybody with me on that?
Yes.
Most people are waiting for somebody else to put some special sauce on them or create something. You have to create your own success. But I want to share with you, outside of prayer, how I actually wake up every morning. I want you to stand up and watch this. So we're going to watch this standing up. Go ahead. Turn it up.
Y'all ready today? Y'all ready today? Listen up. Your mind is a powerful tool. Powerful tool. Some smart people at Harvard figured out that you spend at least 50% of the time lost in thought. So that means 50% of the time you are not using your most powerful tool because you're distracted by what's in the future and held up by what's in the past. Distracted. Oh, I ain't gonna make it. That's 5 minutes from now. Oh, I don't want to wait to talk to me. That was 5 minutes ago. What you need to do to be able to use that tool, you need to be in the right now. I mean, you said right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Because if you want to get better, it starts right now.
Right now.
Because if you want to make it, it starts right now.
Right now.
If you want to be motivated, it starts right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Let me see you get it. Now let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. You too, sir.
Get it right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
I'm talking about, bro. They don't outstanding day.
You too, sir. Awesome. Let's get it going, y'all. That's how you start your day. Anybody excited about that? When you want to change your life?
Right now.
When you want to change your life?
Right now.
When you want to change your income?
Right now.
When you want to change your address?
Right now.
When you want to change your wardrobe? When?
Right now.
Right now. We're going to get it started right now. That's how we start this day. Everybody with me, yes?
Woo!
Excellent. So there's a thing, there's a program that I teach that I've been really excited about as of recently. And it's called, for those taking copious notes, it's called the 130. 130. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. So you write down 130. What is 130 exactly? The 130 is a lot of coaches and a lot of trainers will train you. She's so cute. What is that, the dog? It's a bull. Okay, we're going to work with the bull a little bit. So in the 130, the key is that so many coaches train over the course of 90 days. How many people have heard 90-day programs? Right? Have that. Some people have a year program. Some people have a 60-day program. Everybody with me on that so far? So I believe there's two main ingredients that are missed when coaches train somebody. Now, the first one I'm not going to train until this evening, which is going to be twice. Because right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably operating at a -3. What? No, for real, it's about a -3. So far, right? So the whole thing about it is, the first one is 130, because what you want to do, write this down there, for 30 days, you want to give 110%. For 30 days. Most people don't understand how to create habits. A lot of people have heard a lot of different jargons about training or about creating habits. Like, for example, what is the norm of what it takes a person to create a habit? What have you heard?
21.
Say it again.
21 days.
Most people will tell you 21 days. It's actually 40. Is everybody with me on that so far? Because I want you to understand how that works within the 40-day cycle. We don't have time to go into it as far as training on it, but I want you to at least comprehend it. Now, in the 40-day cycle, you got to understand why most people say 21 is because it takes 21 days to capture creating the habit. Not to installing it, downloading it, and activating it, but just to capture the habit, it takes 21 days. Does that make sense to everybody? Now, in that, you got to understand that the mind is nothing less than a muscle. That's all it is. The mind is a muscle. And so in understanding how to develop muscles or understanding the biology of the body, and really when you're dealing with health, you really have to create muscle memory. Yes or yes? I can't hear you. Yes? Yes. So in creating that muscle memory for developing yourself to getting where you want to be, you have to first understand that you can't work out the same muscle every single day. Yes or yes? Yes. You'll burn it out. So you have what we call a refractory period. That's why you have spaces in between developing yourself where you have a day off, meaning you have Monday, Wednesday, Friday workouts. You have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday workouts. That was part of the program. Everybody with me, yes? So when you do that, you can't work out the same muscle. You have to give it time to be able to grow. Everybody understands in working out, then 90% of the workout is really your nutrition and your sleep, because you have to give it time to grow. And so what a lot of people do is they go on this 21-day to create a habit, but they don't give it space to grow. They don't nurture it. They don't develop it. And you want to write this down. You have to inspect what you expect. You have to inspect what you expect. A lot of people expect, but they never took the time to really review what they were expecting to be able to develop it properly. So over that course of that 40 days, what we're going to look at is the 130, which is giving 100% of who you are, to 30 days of becoming or capturing that muscle, to develop new muscle. Because everything about life, 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 everybody say everything about life, everything about life is about habits. You are nothing but a walking habit. The way you're sitting, look at the person to the left and to the right of you. Look at it. Look and see their posture right now. Ask yourself, would you take that person into war with you the way they're sitting, the way they're looking, the way they're smiling, the way they're showing up in life? Does everybody follow me on that so far? Because it's really how you show up. Too many people are so they're either caught up in being an observer. They show up to meetings like, I just came to get the information. No, you didn't. You came to change something. That's why you're the audience. That's why you're the speaker. That's why you're on blast. Not me. I am just what you call a navigation system. I am just a GPS. I can't do it for you. My job is to guide you where you want to go. And I was actually having a very intense conversation with somebody last night, and they're like, I just don't know. I want to take your class. I want to take your coaching. I want to follow you, but I don't know what I want out of life. How many people know some people like that? They don't know what they want. And I said, well, you shouldn't take the class. And they were like, why shouldn't I take the class? I said, because I can't help you go somewhere that you don't know where you want to go. That's why it's called your destiny. That's why it's called what I call the PPs. I teach what is known as the PPs. You can write that down. PP. PP. Little PP. Stands for passion and purpose. No, it's just PP. It's passion and purpose. Everything that you do has to be on purpose, and it has to be done with passion. You'll meet some people that say, well, I don't want to go to the meetings because everybody there is excited. Well, how many people know you don't want to date somebody who's not excited? Right? If somebody does not excite you, you should probably leave them. So many people get caught up in relationships where there's no more excitement, there's no more igniting, there's nothing on fire. You got to write this down. Set yourself on fire and the world will come watch you burn. Set yourself on fire and the world will come watch you burn. So this morning, within that 130, we're going to start off with what I believe is probably the cast to making and molding an individual. So when I said cast, it's kind of like anybody that understands art understands you have to create a cast. Is everybody following me on this? Yes? Okay, just act like it. If you don't, just nod your head, say yes. So in that, we're going to go with the cast, which is called intimate. That's the acronym, intimate. Everything has to be intimate. Everything has to be personalized. Is everybody with me? Yes? Yes. So the first part of that I, write that down. I stands for indispensable. I being you being me, I have to be indispensable. What makes you indispensable? Who wants to go first? Who wants to tell me why you're indispensable? Why are you indispensable? In the pink.
Oh,
yes.
Because I can provide a service very few other people can.
Okay, awesome. And yourself?
I agree with her.
Providing a service. Sounds good. Excellent. What makes you indispensable? Unique. Excellent. And yourself?
I'm a problem fixer.
You're a problem fixer.
Actually, I solve problems.
You solve problems. Excellent. So you solve problems and you're a problem fixer and you're misfixing. Which one is it? Misfixing. Excellent. We're going to get to that in a second. And yourself? Yes. Yes, you. With the glasses on. Now look at you.
That's me.
Well, both of you have glasses. So both of you answer. Excellent. Go ahead, Green.
I am indispensable because I have knowledge that no one else knows.
Excellent. And yourself?
I'm unique.
How are you unique?
I have lots of experience.
Lots of experience. So, may I use you as an example? Excellent. Do you have a lot of experience?
Yes.
Excellent. Do you have a lot of experience?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Do you have a lot of experience? Excellent. So what makes you unique? Now I can use everybody here as an example, but the reality of it is you have to uncover the onion. You have to go through peeling off the layers that make you indispensable. You have to figure out, and here's what indispensable really means. You can write this down. Value. How much value do you bring to somebody else's life? How much do you impress upon? Ask yourself, if you spend this afternoon with us, how many people believe that you would be missed if you left at lunch? How many people would really miss your presence? There you go. Does everybody follow me? Yes. What are you doing to create value that you become indispensable? That's one of the greatest attributes you can actually uncover about yourself, to truly become valuable in life, to be a contribution to life, to be able to have something written on your epitaph, to have millions of people truly want to remember who you are. It really comes down, value goes into another word, I call it synonymous, which is memory. How memorable are you when somebody meets you? So we're going to do an exercise real quick. We're just going to start with the I, because everything is about intimacy here. I want you to meet 3 people right now, and I want you to make yourself unforgettable to them. Unforgettable. And then we're going to actually find out, of the 3 people that a few people met, who was really unforgettable out of the 3, and how the other 2 fell into a space of called mediocrity. So you have right now about 7 minutes to go meet 3 people and make yourself unforgettable. Starting now. Ready? Have a little music downtime. A little music, go good.
I was unforgettable. Look into that camera.
Periscoping too, but you gotta bend down.
Come on up. We're gonna have come on up.
Put your makeup on, come on.
I want you to say, you see this?
Do you see this?
Unforgettable. This is called unforgettable.
All right. How you doing?
30 plus stacks.
30 plus stacks?
Like a bench?
You're very good.
Isn't that amazing? That's being broadcast live on my other iPhone, on my Samsung. Like on the internet. The only thing is there's nobody watching it now. But it can be recorded and playback. And then someday, if everybody has
Yes. And we'll be absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we're having a guest speaker, Dan Carter.
Hear that, everybody? This got to be advertised.
That's what I like. Randy, thank you very much.
How are you? Jenna, Dr. Trent.
Nice to meet you.
I have to meet you this one-on-one now for Dr. Trent.
Please come. Thank you. I'm actually in transition. I retired from my job about 2 weeks ago. But I one day, after I do my revision class, I want to come back there and work out a visual on their I days when you came in. Okay. Let me get your information. Would you like to join us for lunch? It's $30 for a hot buffet. I need you to get your name, signature, address, date. Today's March 9th.
Ready? Say I'm ready. So the key behind all of that was killing 3 birds with 1 stone. One was to bring you out of your comfort zone. So when you want something to success, excellent. Is that better? Better? Excellent. You got to understand in business, so we're having a business summit. We're talking about expanding our mind. We're talking about learning and acquiring new tools. One of the greatest tools you can acquire in business, for those that are here to take copious notes that are not a voyeur, is always understanding it's a battle. It is always a war. Now, I don't mean war in the malevolent sense or in a negative sense. I mean war in the sense of a positive, benevolent sense of how much I'm bringing to the table. There are good wars and there are bad wars. One of the greatest wars is inside your head. We'll talk about that in later sessions. Everybody with me, yes? So what I'm talking about is when you're talking about business specifically, the greatest war is understanding for many of you that are in business, which is every one of you, that every conversation that you have, understand this, there is never a tie.
Thank you.
There is never a tie in business. Okay? There is never a tie, meaning, either there's a winner and then or there's a loser. You have to choose which side you're going to take. Everybody get that so far? Understand what I'm saying here? Watch this. In a conversation, which is communication, whole nother conversation and training in itself. In my communication, me being you, when I talk about I, it's not about me, it's about me being you, acting as if I'm you. Is everybody with me? So it's a we thing. Everybody got that? Now, when I am actually talking to somebody, in that conversation, watch this. Either you're going to buy every reason why you should do business with me, or I'm going to buy every reason you should. At the end of the day, at the end of every conversation, if you train yourself appropriately in going into every conversation you have, which then goes into how really goes into preparation, plan, action. It goes into how prepared you are. Before an attorney goes into court, he has to be prepared. Before a doctor goes into doing surgery, he has to be prepared. Before a real estate person goes into marketing a piece of property, they have to be prepared. So the person's most prepared, that has the greatest plan, can take the greatest action. Did that make sense to everybody? In that conversation lives, when I have a conversation, if they do not buy from me, then in turn, I was either not prepared or I had a very whack plan. But that then goes into another conversation of how much I have become a commodity. Because people are not buying, write this down, people do not buy what I do, they buy me. They are not buying what I do. Like she said, I'm unique. I have history, I have knowledge, I have a lot of experience. But everybody in here has experience. So what's separating you from everybody else is the question. That's something that you should start with. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 5 steps forward. Does that make sense to everybody? Many people don't take time to think about before they actually start their business or their business day or launch. This is all a part of a 30-day process of being at 110%. And that is living above the rim. Is everybody following me on that so far? So when you're starting out and you launch your day, why we start right now, is to activate certain neurons that actually get into the pituitary gland that will grow into your soul. It will grow into your system that everything it kills the number one disease that kills every business person on the planet. It is a disease. It is a disease called procrastination. It's amazing how many people die off of procrastination. Now, the second disease, you might want to write down as procrastination. It's called exercitis. Then you may want to write this down. You cannot make money and excuses at the same time. I cannot make money and excuses at the same time. If you're listening properly, that goes into you being prepared and having a plan. Do you understand that your buyer or your prospect or the person you're negotiating with, whether it is your husband, your wife, your children, a business deal, in life itself, as far as your health is concerned, there's many a time in which a person was deemed never to walk that walked again. The mind won. Whichever one it decided, that's what happened. If he never walks again, it was because his mind deemed and bought the conversation of somebody else. If he walks again, he bought his own conversation that I don't listen to anything you have to say. Does everybody understand that? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Right? So in that understanding, I was like, well, turn off your phone. Oh, it's me. Let me turn it off. I'm sorry. It should be completely off. So we're talking about truly understanding how to kill the diseases that stop business people from having the greatest amount of success. And now here's a better question. How many people in here own a business? Excellent. So everybody owns a business, generally speaking. What is your business? So what's your first business? Excellent. And what's your first business? Excellent. What's your first business? Computer. And what's your first business? And what's your first business? And see, that's where everybody fails. You don't understand the priority of the pecking order. Your first business is your life. Everybody in your life you've employed. After you become an adult, everybody, your life is either thriving or dying, predicated on the people that you have employed in your life. Ballers know ballers, doctors know doctors, people that know Hindu know other people that do Hindu, people that are Muslims know other Muslims, people that are Christians know other Christians, people that are 9-year-olds know other 9-year-olds, those that are truly single mothers know other single mothers, and those that make $50,000 a year know other people that make $50,000 a year, and those that make $50,000 a day know other people that make $50,000 a day. Now, where does your credit line stop? How much are you really worth? How much are you really growing? How much are you really expanding? How much are you developing yourself into a brand new person and reinventing yourself, creating new value? See, you are a piece of property. You are your own property. And in that property, you either develop it, yes, for those that are in real estate, where you can see a piece of property for $300,000, put $50,000 in it, and sell it for $430,000. Yes or yes? Right? Or you're depreciating because you didn't do anything with that ugly duckling. You didn't do anything to develop the property. You didn't do anything to create any value. Now, in your life, it's the same as a piece of property. Actually, it's even more valuable, or not, because you decided to live into a space of mediocrity. You just, every day, you did nothing to increase the value of your property, which means if you are not increasing your property, what are you doing? I can hear you. Decreasing. You're becoming the appreciation value is going down. Yes or yes?
Yes.
That's in every relationship that you have. With your children, with your husband, with your wife, with your friends, with your clients, with everything about you. See, here's the beautiful thing. You may not be where you want to be today, but 30 days from now, you can be everywhere that everybody is not. But that's a decision. DE comes from the Latin derivative there, which you came from. Side goes along with suicide, genocide, petricide, homicide. It means to kill away every other option. You have to make a solid decision and live into that space. You have to claim that space. Now, we're going to get into exactly what we talked about as far as indispensable. Who was the number one person that you met? Who impressed you the most of the three people you met?
Actually,
Samin.
Samin.
Outstanding. And who for you? Fix it. Fix it. That's it. Now, why Samin?
Samin, because Samin has two hats in this. And I'm interested in both of them. And that's why he stood out for me.
Outstanding. And why fix it? Okay. Beautiful. So she fixes problems. I think we got that. Excellent. And for yourself? Yes, other three people. Dr. George? Wow. Now you got to ask yourself, if you met these people, how did you fall into the category of mediocrity versus being the one out of the three that they met? Does everybody follow me? Yes? Excellent. Why? His posture. The way he stands or he sits, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he smiles. Awesome. And yourself? Yes, you. Did you meet three people? Did one stand out? So all three were just subpar. Outstanding, not a problem. And yourself? That's scary. You might want to ask yourself, did I meet this chick? Because you came out subpar. And yourself? Which one? Art? I just like the name. Right. About what? Who's Archangel? Excellent. Beautiful. Excellent. So he's passionate about what? Excellent. And yourself? Yes, you. Yes. Of course it was a beautiful lady that stood out to you. I love it. And why did she stand out? Passion. Love that. Of course, she'd be married to Sabir. You're a little lost. But and yourself? Yes, with the go big. No, who? The eunuch lady. Oh, the unique lady. The eunuch lady. There's a new one. Never heard that one. That will be a first. Awesome, the unique lady. But okay, this one right here. And why did she stand out?
Well, the experience she had in the job what she had.
Excellent. So I noticed something. Any questions about how to stand out? Anybody want to ask any questions, or would you like some chips? Yes. Excellent. So who would like to come up and impress me with who they are? By all means. No, you can't see me. You've already impressed me. I'll never forget you in my lifetime. Next, who? So, excellent. Come on up. I'm sorry to pick you up, but we're being filmed here. So come on up. This way. Hi, how are you? I like that. Strong now. Start for number one for women. I do women's empowerment. The first thing you need to always have is a firm handshake. Okay? I don't even like it on men or women, a weak handshake. Always have a firm handshake. It stands out. Now, don't squeeze the hell out of somebody's hand. Are y'all with this? But have a firm handshake. Excellent. Go right ahead. Excellent. How are you doing? You're excellent. Beautiful. You're impressing me in front of me, and you're like, why am I here? Did I win? So you're making me remember you. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I help people sell homes.
Okay.
Through home staging. That's my passion. Making things pretty.
Okay.
My passion
Okay.
is my family.
Okay, pause right there. Give her a round. Excellent. We're going to go quick. Next. You're here to learn, so please, by all means, come on up. I want to do 5 just to give you guys an example. And if you have a phone like mine, I turn mine off. But if some of you have kids, so please put it on vibrate, because I know you have deals and stuff going on. But put it on vibrate out of respect for the room, okay? Yes? Yes? Excellent. Great. Hi, how are you doing?
Litigator.
Awesome. Litigator.
Family law. Landlord and tenant. Real estate. I can be your fairy lawmaker and help you in regards to your investments.
I love that. Excellent. Give her a round. Thank you. That's 2 strikes. Let's go for number 3. Yes. Usually in baseball you give 3, but I'm going to give you guys 5. Come on up. Like, there are some men in here, right? With some testicles. Can I get a few men up here? I love women. I do love my women, but I would like a few men other than Sabir to come up and step up. Are y'all with me, yes? Yes. All right, excellent. I am amazing. Don't tell anybody. It's contagious. Beautiful. So she just hit a foul ball. So we're getting better. Excellent. Thank you. Number 4, by all means, come on up, Dr. George. That's a real man. Awesome. Thank you.
I help people to live to one-on-one, healthy, wealthy, sexy, and wise without having to step on them.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Take your time. There you go. Tie your right shoe. Okay, excellent. Beautiful. So that's a strike. Number 5. Who wants to give us a 5th strike? By all means, come on now. It is a pleasure. Definitely a pleasure.
I'm a financial farmer.
You're a financial farmer.
I help you grow.
I like that.
That's more than just your investments. It's your knowledge and your understanding of why you have insurance and investment products and how they work together holistically.
I like that. Shampoo. And the bull?
That's Eagle. He's my silent partner. He's the better looking one. He gets the ladies and I do the talking.
Beautiful. I like that. Thank you very much. Excellent. So you're going to be the coach and the expert. Where were the strikes at? Anybody want to tell me the strikes? By all means.
Because it was all about business, not about themselves.
That's a great start.
I'm interested in you, and so that was the where I took our conversation. I want to know about you, I want to know about your interest, I want to know what you're into, I want to know what moves you, what motivates you. Then I can know.
So, great point. 2 sides. I teach, it's real easy to follow me when I'm teaching. Either you teach in 3s, which is what I do. I teach in 3s, or I'll teach in 2s. Here, in this, of intimately introducing yourself. Somebody following that so far? There's 2 things that need to stand out. 2 things that need to stand out. Beyond just your personality being lit up. Is everybody with me on that? Because everybody in here has a personality. All of you are working on that. That's a work in progress. Some are further than others. So everybody working on that, that's a whole other program. But the 2 bullet points that have to stand out. Number 1, I need to remember your name. Out of 5 people, only 1 person, and that was the last one. Actually, not him. It was actually Dr. George. And no, it wasn't even Dr. George. It was the one before. It was her. And she did it after she was complimenting me, which was that's a whole other program. So the complimentary is good because it breaks the ice and opens up the door. She is, out of 5 people, the only one that came up and told me her name. So side 1, I need to know your name. If I'm going to introduce yourself, everybody say Byron Nelson.
Byron Nelson.
Say it again.
Byron Nelson.
See, I'm that person that you will never forget me. You may hate me or you may love me. I'm that person that doesn't live in a gray area. You will never be able to say 5 years from now, have you ever met a guy by the name of Byron Nelson? The name sounds familiar. How many people have heard that before when that's happened to you? You're just like, the name sounds familiar. I'm not a familiarity. You can never meet me and say, Byron Nelson sounds familiar. No, you met me. Tall, black, tall, linky, crazy guy. Yeah. Byron Nelson. You can't meet me and ever forget me. You have to write this down. I must become unforgettable. Now, that's a whole lesson in itself. We didn't come here for that part of it, but part of my coaching goes into making sure that you're unforgettable. See, I got financial farming. I got, fix it as far as businesses. I got as far as, real estate. All that. Everybody does that. But when I meet you, see, you got to understand the thing about business. The thing about business is that 90% of the people you meet don't need you when you meet them. But everyone that you meet will need you. Anybody get that? If you're a doctor, at some point you're going to get sick. If you're living, at some point you're going to need real estate. If you're living, you're going to need finances. Whatever you do, wellness, they're going to need you. And what you want them to do is when that need arises in their head, like a plumber, and his plumbing, you got something stuck. You own a building, you got plumbing stuck up. You're doing a meeting for all of your people, and it's on a Saturday. It's on a Saturday. And every plumber is already working. You want to have a relationship with a plumber that's like, John, I remember John. John said he is the most exceptional plumber that goes beyond the call of duty, that does what no other plumber will do, which is shows up when nobody else will show up. My name is John. Oh, I need to call John. I got a whole room of 300 people. I got clients. I got an event going on. And I got my plumbing jammed up, and I only have 2 bathrooms and not one. John's going to come to my mind. Now, in your profession, how many times does your name come up? Now, we talked to 5 people. Only 1 barely said their name. And number 2, it has to be the Alpha and the Omega. When I walk away from a person, not only am I introducing and going to Samini and saying, how you doing, Samini? My name is Byron Nelson. I only have a few seconds to let you know I'm the most exceptional, performance coach. Whenever you want to go, for whatever amount of money you're making right now, I will triple it in less than 6 months. Now, that may or may not appeal to you, but I need you to say Byron Nelson.
Byron Nelson.
Because when that comes up that you're ready, you will find me. By the way, here's my card. Do you like that card? That means you're going to be a platinum provider for me. That means I'm going to create a story around you that you've never seen before. When you are not busy making money and you're ready to take your life to the next game, I need you to find me. Say Byron Nelson again.
Byron Nelson.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's how you introduce yourself. Give some around. My calling card speaks volumes. Samir will tell you that. Samir would say when he got my card, he only looked at it for about how long? Samir, he just said, man, that's a nice card. And if your card matches who you are as a person, you'll never forget that person. You only have one shot to become unforgettable. Does that make sense? So as I can hear you. Yes. Okay. So when I'm introducing myself in the Alpha in the beginning, first I want him to know my name before he knows what I do. I can impress him and wow him with all that I do, but if I walk away, see, everything about business, is everybody with me on that so far? Everything about business, I want you to write this down, that's why I keep saying it repeatedly. Everything about business is timing. You can be the best presenter in the world, you can be extraordinary in every capacity of what you do and how you do it, but the reality of it is, it's timing. When a person's ready to buy a house, it's timing. When persons are going to go and get insurance, it's timing. When they're going to get life insurance, when they're going to go back and they're going to do their financial planning, when they're actually going to go and take care of their health. It may be, after they're dying, or they get, assessed with something that whatever it is, it's all going to be timing. And you need to be the first one at the top of their brain. Hence, everybody in business becomes a farmer. So it's not how great of a presenter you are or a salesperson you are, it's how great of a farmer you are, which means how many seeds am I sowing on a daily basis? How many people are out there and remember me? See, you will understand, get this, 90% of your business will not even come from your clients. It will become from the referral of people that you impressed. That's why we call it an impression. Is everybody getting that? Yes? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Beautiful. So you want to make sure at the beginning, I said 2 sides. Number 1, in the beginning and at the end, they remember your name. And in the beginning, and the meat of that has to be extraordinary that makes you stand out. Now you got to ask yourself again, did you stand out in somebody's mind? And how much did you stand out? So that's the I. We're going to go through this quickly as we get to the meat of this. So we're talking about intimate. The N in intimate. Write it down. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable is synonymous with your attitude. Your attitude will always dictate your altitude. You've got to figure out how negotiable are you with yourself. When you wake up in a bed, any bed, all over the world, there are bedposts. Let's just hypothetically say that if you don't have a bedpost, imagine that you do. On these bedposts, there are always 2 foremen. Anybody that understands anything about a foreman that works in construction, they work harder than anybody else. They're up earlier than everybody else, and they stay later than everybody else. These 2 foremen at the bedpost, one is the evil one, and the other one is the positive one. Before you leave your bed, you always hire one of them. They never go unemployed. And you got to figure out how and who and what you're employing that person for every day that you wake up. I had a conversation last night with somebody, one of my business partners, and I just called to let them know I was okay. And they talked for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. And at the end, they said, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to let you speak. I said, I know, it's not a problem. I just called to let you know I was okay. And they said, well, you have nothing to say. I said, after I listened to you, I really don't want to talk anymore. Do you know that I'm okay? They said, yes. I said, outstanding. Have an amazing sleep. Good night. Click. I got up, I prayed this morning, I did my ritual, I got my right now mentality. Another friend called me this morning, another one. Called, and I'm having a conversation. They're in the car on the way to the bank. They run several banks, and they're just spewing out and spewing out and spewing out all this stuff that is happening in the negative. And they said, you haven't said anything. I said, are you done? They said, yes. I said, now this was a little bit more intuitive. They said, I'm sorry. I said, you're really, I have to do a training today. I had an empty tank that was fueled and positive. And you just came by with your dump truck and put all your trash in my bin. Do you know how upsetting that is to have a desk that you cleaned, a trash can that you emptied, and you walk to the bathroom and come back and your trash is full again? I said, I got to get off the phone. I got to take the trash out again. And they looked, because I was on Skype at this point, they're like, I'm sorry, could you stop me the next time? I said, there won't be a next time. I said, I will just text you. I want you to have an amazing day. I just emptied my bin. I do. Click. Is that right? See, you got to become a repellent for negative. You got to understand. Is that right? I'm going somewhere with this. See, everything, this is going to go into why people aren't successful. My last 5, I have 4 reasons why people aren't successful. I'm just going to touch on one, and one of them is influence. Influence. What influences you? Are you watching TV? Are you waking up on Facebook? Are you using social media? What are you watching in the news? What people do you have around you? Who's talking to you when you get up in the morning? What prayers are you doing? What meditations are you doing? What do you let into your space? What friends do you talk to that you know you need to let go of? Even if you love them, even if it could be family members, you can still love them. You can still care about them. But you got to treat, when you're going into the next generation, the next level of your life, you got to act as if you're going to university or to college. You got to go away for a period of time. You need to go and graduate. You can go back and help whoever you want, love whoever you want, spend time with whoever you want. But while you're going to school to get that PhD in success, you're going to have to let them know, I need you to just stay about 10 feet away and 10 calls away from me. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Intimate. And you have to have a non-negotiable attitude. T. The T in intimate stands for timely. You have to learn how to be timely. You have to learn how to show up on time. It's not your time. Is everybody following that so far? It's their time. You need to show up. If you're 5 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. Is everybody getting that so far? Now, you can set and create whatever timetable you want, but you need to set the record straight as far as creating a life and maximizing your time. 30 days, 100%. Full out, all out, massive action. Set goals, scheduling. Making sure your to-do list and your priorities are set before you go to bed so you're waking up and you can be clear in your mind when you start the day. You need to be able to maximize your time frame. Don't do your to-do list in the morning. Don't do your scheduling in the morning. All that should be done the night before so that when you wake up, you're not going to be the gazelle that's going to be eaten. You're going to be the lion that's going to eat. Did that make sense to everybody? Because one or the other is going to go, either one's going to be hungry or one's going to be eaten. I'm sure you guys have heard the story. If you don't, you need to go look up the lion and the gazelle. In the morning in Africa, both of them wake up early. The one that is the freshest, the most powerful, the one that has its priorities, is the one that's going to eat. The other one's going to be eaten. You got to figure out, am I going to be prey? Am I going to be the predator every day that you wake up? Because when you go into business, that's the first thing people are looking for, is to eat you alive. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes or yes?
Yes.
So we got I, we got what? Indispensable, value. We have N, a non-negotiable attitude. We have T, you must show up in a timely way. Right? We got I, intimate, incredible. You have to learn how to be incredible. You have to learn how to be incredible. Every day, you need to wake up and say, I am incredible. Say it, I am incredible.
I am incredible.
I don't believe it. Say it again. I am incredible.
I am incredible.
Say it again. I am incredible.
I am incredible.
Stand up and say it.
I am incredible.
Say, I am incredible. I am incredible.
I am incredible.
Incredible at what? Guys. Say, I am incredible.
I am incredible.
I am the most incredible.
I am the most incredible.
I am amazing.
I am amazing.
I am beautiful. Say it louder.
I am beautiful.
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 I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
I am paid in full.
I am paid in full.
Everyone wants me.
Everyone wants me.
And I'm going to give myself to everyone.
And I want to
Give yourselves a round. Thank you. See, some of y'all got twisted minds in here. I'm being a servant here. Right? So we have I, we have what? Indispensable. We have in, we have a non-negotiable attitude. We have T, which is timely. We have I am incredible. We have M, which stands for, write this down, mastery. You need to become a master of your craft. You need to become a master. Not a vocation, not good, not one of the best. You need to become the best and the only one that can do what you do. And you know what makes that so easy and why 90% fail? Because 90% are in competition with everybody else. I tell people all the time, I said, I am better than all of my competition. There's nobody who can touch my competition. There's nobody who can compete with me on the planet for what I do. I create quantum leaps in people's lives. I quadruple people's value. I quadruple people's incomes. I am a spiritual chiropractor. I get inside your soul and realign your life. I take your brain and stretch it. It'll never go back. Once the mind stretches, it'll never go back to the original state. Once you make $5 an hour and make 10, and then 20, and then 30, you'll never go back to $5 an hour. Once you become that entity, that anomaly. Now, well, a lot of people will hear me say, okay, so you're the best. There is nobody in the world who can compete with me like I compete with my competition. I am all that in a bag of chips. I am Lay's. You can't just have one. And people will hear that. They'll listen. And this is where 90% fail. They'll hear the narcissism. They'll hear the arrogance. They'll hear the ego. But they will have missed the first part of the conversation, which is there is no competition in my world that can compare and compete with who I am. Because the greatest competition is me in the mirror. Me being you, you being me. When you learn how to be that person, you win. Everybody else means nothing. They won't even be at your funeral. Doesn't that make sense? You see why you're understanding this conversation? Once you learn how to win against yourself, every single day to become a better version of you, life will change. Life will change. You'll be passionate and you'll live intently on purpose. On purpose with passion. Every single second. Everybody with me? Yes or yes? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes?
Yes.
See, I like participation. I don't like voyeurism. I don't like people standing outside the window. Ooh, look, okay, no. This is an aside freak show. Are y'all with me? Yes? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. So we have what? Mastery. And the A in intimate stands for accomplished. What are you? See, here's the difference of people that win, that truly become champions in life. The difference of those that become champions and those that do not win is learning how to accomplish. Most people believe that they're busy every day, but they're busy, write this down, busy being broke. They're doing a lot of activity, and they aren't doing a lot of result-oriented business. You have to be result-oriented. Every action must generate a positive result. Everything that you do every day has to have a result, what is the result? When I do something, I got to do something. I can't just do activity And then after I finish what I'm doing, I'm at the same place. You aren't. You're either 2 steps back or 2 steps closer. And people wake up every day. See, you got to understand something. Milk, eggs, bread, over the last 5 years have gone up a minimum of 480%. Milk, eggs, and bread have gone up a minimum of 480% per item over the last 5 years. Now, what has your income done? Exactly. See, if your income is not growing on an annum, on a quarterly basis, if you are not increasing value for who you are daily, it's almost as bad as, and forgive me for using it's a terrible analogy, but it is what it is. It's as bad as having cancer. See, cancer doesn't kill you. Not knowing you have cancer kills you. Because if you catch it in the early enough phases, you can counteract it. But most people don't figure it out until they're almost dead. Phase 4. Does everybody follow me on that so far? See, that's the way people's incomes and economics are in life. With inspecting and expecting, busy being broke, procrastinarium, excuse-itis, and all these different things that attribute to why a person is at a stalemate. 2 years later, your income has barely gone up maybe 30% over the course of 5-6 years. But you live a good life. See, I believe that, as in the book, one of my friends who wrote, good is the enemy of great. Good is the enemy of great. Right? The reason why people have good relationships is because it's easier to have a good relationship than a great one. I have a good marriage. You ask people how you're doing today. Oh, I'm doing good. You ask people exactly how was your meal. Oh, it was a good meal. See, I don't want to have a good meal. I don't want to have a good marriage. I don't want to have good sex. I don't want to have a good relationship with God. I want everything great. I don't want a good income. I want it great. I don't deal in mediocrity. The reason people get paralyzed in relationships is because it was a good relationship. And then they get optimistic. Oh, it's going to work. I'm going to work it out. I'm already in it. I put in 5 years, 10 years. You didn't figure it out in the first 90 days? How about the first year? How about 2 years later? Did you figure out after 2 years it ain't going to work? How long you got to stay stuck in mediocrity knowing that one person is growing and the other person is holding you back? But that's why 90% fail, is because they fail to make powerful decisions that are uncomfortable. See, if you go and work out and you get hurt after you work out, you didn't work out. In order for you to grow, a muscle has to feel the pain. It's not supposed to be comfortable. That's the distinction between the 97% and the 3% that are successful. The 3% are willing to do what everybody else won't do to get what everybody else won't get. The 3% are willing to live at a level and a space of excellence that others won't go. They're willing to be as uncomfortable. They're willing to truly go and explore areas. My middle name is Nemo. If anybody's ever watched the commercial or the cartoon. I'm Nemo. And I run as fast as possible to get away from Dora. Dora is confused. She always got questions. She always talking. She never listens. Where are we going? Where are we going? Get the hell away from me. So I found me on that so far. I love adventure. Some of you, and here's the problem with business people, some of you are control freaks. In fact, I would say 90+% of you. And what you'll understand is you will never explore and see the adventures of true bliss until you let go of some of your control. Structure and control are two different things. Somebody understanding that so far? But you having to control everything and everyone and everything in your space is going to kill you, strangle you, and make you lose some of the most incredible relationships you could have ever gone into a journey with that could have given you more expansion in your life and in your business and in your income. You have to go into a space of unknown. I want you to challenge yourself over the next 7 days and play a game. And somebody invites you and just go out of curiosity. I go wherever I'm invited that I can go that does not impede upon my responsibilities just because you're focusing on what's in front of you. I'm focusing on what's past my finger. You're focused on the finger. That's why you miss most of the greatest relationships, some of the greatest business deals, some of the greatest expansions in your money is because you're focusing on your finger. Now hold your finger up. Everybody hold your finger up. Look at your finger. That's all you're focusing on. It's a great focus. But that one focus, now look past your finger and see how much you see. It's a big world out there. It's a whole lot. See, if I show up for this one person, I'm not interested in what that person, you're judging. You're becoming judge and jury, trying to judge that one thing, that one person, that one event, that one meeting, as if it's a waste. Not understanding that if somebody is inviting you to anything, to look at anything, be a part of anything, that means that's a compliment to you. You need to learn humility and be able to just say thank you. That's the next level of this evening is gratitude. Gratitude is everything. Not understanding that every great thing that's happened in my life has not happened because of what was in front of me, but because what was in front of me extended itself to a myriad of other opportunities and people. I met some of the most amazing people. So here, I met through, I met through, everyone that's here. Is everybody following me? Yes or yes? Yes? Yes. Okay? You meet some of the greatest people in your life because of somebody being a conduit and thinking of you, being a contribution to you. Stop demeaning the people that are not where you are and understand that you can get where you are unless somebody lifted you up. Is that making sense? So we have what? We have indispensable. We have non-negotiable. We have timely. We have incredible. We have become a master of your craft. That means yourself and your vocation. Two sides. You must become a master at yourself and your craft. I wish I had the time to teach you guys storytelling. Because that's what makes you millions of dollars. Until you learn how to tell a story, you'll never make any money. Until you live off of somebody else's story while documenting and creating your own story. That's why in every commercial you have a before and an after. When I first started, this is what happened. After I started, this is what happened. Before I took this course, this is what happened. After I took the course, this is what happened. Before I started the diet, this is what I look like. After the diet, this is what I look like. Is everybody following me on that so far? Yes. You got to ask yourself, what is going to be your before and after picture from today in the next 30 days? How big of a story do you want your life to be? See, many of us go chasing business. How many people understand that? We wake up on the grind, chasing business. That's what we do. We're looking for new clients. We're looking for new business. We're looking for new deals. See, how many people want to become the beacon of light where business comes looking for you? That's the game. You want to become so intimately powerful that you want to become such a beacon of light, such a power of magnetism that people are looking for you. Look, I don't know who you are or what you do, but I need you in my world. That's the type of value you want to bring to every person that comes. You don't have to like everybody. When I do business deals and when I train people, I tell them up front, you will not like me. This is the nice version of Byron. When I train you, Byron shows up. Byron is not likable. Shut up! No, for real. He will yell at you. He will curse at you. He will tell you everything that you don't want to hear. Because as a trainer and as a coach, as a quantum leap physics type of person, I'm that person who's going to say, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. If you're looking for friends, go find a community center. Did that make sense to everybody? Right? Now, we have the T, which is timely, intimate. Everybody with me? Yes? The E, mastery, accomplished. Everybody with me? Yes? Okay. The last T, time bomb. How are you going to blow up your business? Time bomb. You need a bomb. You need a timer and a bomb. Write this down. A dream without a deadline is a nightmare. A dream without a deadline is a nightmare. So many people say they have dreams, but they're actually wishes. Because their deadlines never meet. They don't even have a deadline. I'm gonna, and this year, every New Year's, everybody tells us the same thing. We're gonna get in shape. Man, we're gonna make some money. All over the world. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, every persuasion. We're gonna get in shape. We're gonna make some money. Every New Year's Eve. And it starts over and over and over. And you look the same. And you... Is everybody getting that so far? It just keeps going. You gotta figure out how to become explosive. Time bomb. And the E is explosive. You have to become explosive. You have to understand that when you die, for 90% of the planet, there's only about 15 to 20 people that cry at your funeral. You have to understand that at your funeral, that 50% of the people that come to your funeral or don't come to your funeral are only going to come or not come predicated on the weather, not even how you lived your life. So once you get that and understand that true fact, that 50% of the people that come or don't come to your funeral will or will not come to your funeral predicated on the weather, not how you lived your life. And there's only 10 to 20 people that will authentically cry for you, not the criers that just cry at everything, but really cry for you. Then of all the people you meet, why do you care what they think about you? Why are you worried about what you say, how you walk, how people think about you? We say it all the time. It's never the person with the knife or gun. It's never the person with the knife or gun. It's never the person with the knife or gun. It's never the person with a knife or gun. It's always a family member or a friend who says it can't be done. That's your worst nightmare, is what I call the border bullies and the people closest to you. And if you can overtake the adversity of that border bully, of the ones that are closest to you, the ones that you wake up to, the ones that you eat breakfast with, the ones you break bread with, the ones you pray with, the ones that you hang out with, and you can get past all their opinions, you can get to where the other 10% live on the other side of freedom. Did that make sense, everybody? Yes. That's what we call intimate. In my last 10 minutes, I'll give you the things that I wrote down for you this morning. The reasons why people fail. The number one reason why people fail is because they fail to find grit and grind. They fail to go that extra level, that extra limit, go further than they ever thought they can work a little bit harder. They're always underneath this stress. They show up almost stressful. They show up like with all this. Anybody ever talk to somebody, I mean, you knew when the phone rang. It's like, ring, ring. I didn't know this was going to be one of them conversations. Ring. I got to answer. Okay. Hello? And after you finish, like, oh my God, why did I even answer your freaking phone call? Mom, can you call me tomorrow? No, I'm kidding. But how many people know there are people in your life that you know you should answer their call no more? They aren't going to understand. And they're the ones that are going to have the most amount of grief. They're going to be texting you. They're going to call you. They live in a space of entitlement. But you got to understand, they only live there because you let them in a space that they feel that they have that much accessibility to you. The hardest thing to do is let my people go. You're going to have to let some people go to get to the next level in your life. I'm sorry to tell you, I know it's very uncomfortable. I know it's challenging. But you're going to have to separate in order to heal. Everybody get that conversation? That's called the grit and grind. See, the reality for everyone in this room, you don't show up to an event like this, and you definitely don't show up to see me unless you're ready to go to the next level in your life. Even if it's a subconscious conversation, that's a whole other conversation in itself. But you got to understand, I would assume, I don't know you, but I know the law of attraction that's drawn to me. The only way you can come in this room is you already work hard. How many people in here work hard? You already work hard. So why aren't you getting, I got you, Rick. Why are you not getting what you want out of life? I'm going to tell you, it's not because of your lack of work ethic. It's not because of your lack of thought process. It's not because of the lack of your mindset. It's not because you don't have a focus. It's not because of your lack of why. You can't take a Wednesday off and come see someone like me unless you're already ready to go beyond the call of duty. And it's not something that you did once. You do it all the time in your life. That's who you are. That's why you're here. Then why am I not getting what I want? I'm going to tell you the number one reason, and the number one reason, and the number one reason, and probably 90% of all the reasons, you can write it down, is distractions. You don't know how to get past your distractions. Every time you get on a grind, something gets in your way. Something else happens. Something else. Somebody else is in your space. Something else is your heart. I got to give this person attention. I got to console this person. I got to build. I can't. It's distraction. Until you can get rid of the distractions, that's what separates the gold medalists. That's the person that goes and gets the Grammy. That's the person that gets the Oscar. That's the person who's #1 in real estate. That's the one who makes the greatest investments. That's the one that creates the greatest amount of value within themselves because they have simplified their life to move all the distractions aside, and now they got the pick of the litter instead of they're getting the scraps. Is that making sense to anybody? Anybody get that? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, we talked about that influence. Stop letting things in your space. You got to understand the mind. The mind is a computer. Whatever you download, you got to reprogram your brain. To create new habits, you're going to have to reprogram. When I sit down with a person and I coach, the first thing I'm going to say is, I don't even know why we're having a conversation because I'm only asking questions to find out how polluted and how many viruses you have in your brain. When I first sit down with a person, that's my first conversation. I am only allowing you to talk. You're expressive. You want to express yourself. You want to share all this. And I'm just letting you vomit so I can know how much of a defrag I have to do. How really, for lack of better words, screwed up you really are. I'm a computer tech. My job is to get out your head so that your computer's moving really slow. That's the problem. Anybody get this? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Number 3 is scheduling. Most people don't understand scheduling. You should put at least 20 minutes a day at night into your scheduling. You should fall in love with your scheduling. You should learn how to book up your entire life where when people ask you, when can I sit down with you? You say, what's this? This is March 7th, 8th. Yes, I do have an availability August 12th. Nope, that date's taken. September 13th will be good. That's how booked you want to be. That's how much value you want to have for being able. If you get great at scheduling and create that type of value, you can write your own price tag. You have your pick of the litter. Yes, they will bitch and complain. Why do I have to wait so long? Because there's a long line. Everything in my life, there's a long line. People come and say, well, why aren't you married? Why are you? It's not a priority. I had a child when I was 29 years old. I didn't want any man to actually raise my son. I spent the next 10 years raising a man who's now my best friend. He's 17 years old. By the time I hit 39 years old, I was already into my career and vocation and one of the best in the world at what I did. And I was in a certain vibration. And I'm Benjamin Buttons. I actually make more money and get wiser and look younger every year while you're looking old and stressed out being married. Stop asking me stupid questions. See, I followed that so far. Get great at sketching. Have your pick of the litter. Have your choice of who, what, and when you want to do life. That's awesome. And number 4, understand every day is a miracle. For you to wake up this morning, somebody else. See, you don't think about the things. The last point here is people don't think about air until they can't get it anymore. The most valuable things in life are priceless. Did everybody get that so far? I mean, that's a course in itself. I call it the Course of Miracles. And I'm not talking about the book that you guys know about. I do a course in creating miracles every single day. When I walk into a room, I'm only looking for, everybody else is trying to sign. You'll hear other people speak possibly throughout the day, and you'll go to other seminars, and they're trying to sign up everybody. Me, I'm only looking for 3 people I can make into mammoth giants, create masterpieces. I am now at the level of creating the Sistine Chapel. I am now building Taj Mahal. I've created over 100 multi-millionaires personally. And my job is to now get the people on. I'm ready for the next level of finding that person who is just so over the top. They're like, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? How do I need to do it? Because the hardest word in success, write this word down, is submitting. And the more successful you are, the more you're not willing to let go. But you got to understand, the glass is half full or half empty.